At face value, ZTE's Axon M doesn't look like a $725 smartphone. The design is chunky for a modern phone, although the squarish aluminum chassis is comfortably weighty to hold. Turn on the device, and you're greeted by a 5.2-inch, 1080p panel with bezels that feel massive compared to more modern devices like the Essential phone, Galaxy S8, and iPhone X. The rest of the specs are just okay, with last year's Qualcomm Snapdragon 821 processor and 4GB of RAM. Even the software is a year old. It runs Android Nougat, instead of Oreo, although ZTE is promising an update further down the line. But the Axon M has a trick up its sleeve, something that no other phone is equipped with. More accurately, this trick is hidden behind its back, a second screen, that flips out to create a mini tablet of sorts. So, let's talk about those screens. First up is the simplest mode, called Dual Mode. As the name may suggest, Dual Mode lets you run two apps side by side, one on each screen. It works in both portrait and landscape modes, and it's probably the most useful and most functional of the three modes. Being able to run Google Maps side by side with an email so I could get directions while looking up what floor I was supposed to go to was actually kind of useful, or even just the ability to message a friend while not leaving the YouTube video I was watching all works well. In dual screen mode, each app gets its own set of software hotkeys, letting you close out one and open up a new one without disturbing the other. The Axon M also manages audio, so that you'll only hear the screen you're actively interacting with if both are trying to play. And while the specs aren't the latest and greatest, the Axon M still holds up well, even for more demanding tasks like watching Netflix and playing a game at the same time. Next is Extended Mode, which lets you run a single app on both screens in a tablet-like experience. Out of the box, ZTE has worked to optimize some of the more popular apps in the Play Store, including Facebook, Chrome, YouTube, and Twitter, but if your app hasn't been optimized for the Axon M, you'll need to force it to manually run in full screen in settings through a universal toggle. Generally, everything I tried worked mostly well, even apps that weren't specifically optimized for the larger screen, but your mileage may vary depending on what app you're using. More disappointing is that oftentimes I couldn't really find a reason to actually use extended mode. Video, which would seem to be the best use for the larger screen, tends to gain the least from the second display. It gives you a marginally larger picture at the expense of large black bars on the top and bottom, and a bezel divides the screen in the middle. 4:3 full screen formatted content fares much better, but I can't recommend buying a $725 smartphone to watch Cheers or Frasier.